Well, it's all over. The 2023-2024 NHL season for the New Jersey Devils is officially over. We have completed all 82 games. The season is done, and there's no playoffs left for us to be had. Ah, this sucks. It actually genuinely sucks. So, welcome back to another episode of Devil's Den as we go over the final game of the 2023-2024 season of the New Jersey Devils. The New Jersey Devils lose 4-1 to the New York Islanders in a game that just sort of feels like the status quo for how this year has gone. I don't know, guys. I was at work today and I thought to myself, you know what? Tonight, I hope shocks me. Tonight, I hope I see the tiniest glimmer of last year's Devils. I thought, here are the Devils that have an opportunity to absolutely screw over the Islanders by denying them a win in regulation, potentially kicking them out of the playoffs. Every other team in the Metropolitan that played tonight and in the playoff race, I'm pretty sure either won their game or was winning when I last checked. So why couldn't we just have one nice game to end the season? I know it hasn't been the prettiest season. I know it hasn't been the most fun season. But is it too much to ask for one really strong game to end the season and not just have the Islanders crank open our jaws, put the top part on a sidewalk, and just stomp us in? I know the score doesn't show that it's an indicator of, like, the Islanders destroying us. But, like, besides a few moments of niceness of, like, oh, the Devils can play hockey, they just were so average, mediocre. They're just kind of there. You see the guys with the jerseys on, but you don't see the Devils. You see the guys pass the puck around, take a couple shots, but you don't see the Devils play hockey. You know what I mean? The physical is there, but the spirit, the heart and soul of the team is just gone. And you can tell because when the game ended, you could tell they wanted to be off that ice as fast as they could. There was a moment where they're leaving the ice and a camera zooms in on the guys. And they just look so disappointed with themselves. And I'm not one to rag on, the players themselves. I'll call out criticisms where I think they're fair. But I almost hope that there's an equal amount of disappointment in themselves, as well as an equal amount of, you know what, we can bounce back next year. Because if they play next year like they played this year, so help me God, so help every fan out there of this team, you will make us look like idiots. Because you can't have the year that you had last year, follow it up with mediocrity, and then follow it up again with even more mediocrity. I don't know what has to happen. I mean, I do. I have my own list of things I want done this offseason. But, like, I want them next year coming out so hungry for a win, so hungry for a victory, so hungry for the playoffs, that this season doesn't happen again. Because if it does, I can guarantee you a core piece is leaving. If next year they do this stuff again, Bratt or Heischer or Nemec or Hughes, gone. They will be gone. Not Jack, it'll probably be Luke. Okay? Let's be honest. Because if they can't get their shit together, they will not be on the team. Because this, I hope Fitzgerald is not feeling desperate, but is feeling the pressure. I really hope he is. Because again, if he's feeling the pressure after one bad season, imagine the desperation and the howls of the bloodthirsty fans that we are, and we can be. What do you think's gonna happen? Someone important's getting booted if this happens again next year. I had a whole bunch of notes. I had a whole bunch of notes that I was gonna do for this game. I made all these notes from the game. I don't even, you know what? Don't eat it. We're not talking about the game. We're not talking about the game. We're talking about the season. I need to make sure that I don't step on that tack. Okay, we're good. I don't know. It sucks because I want more Devils hockey. I really do. Because I love making these videos. I love watching the games. And I watch this game tonight. I watch the at times piss poor performance, followed up by moments of greatness, like Timo almost getting his 30th goal tonight, or Mercer missing missing an empty net, or the second period, which looked so good, and then it's just Brendan Smith taking a deflection off the foot and it goes into the back of the net. Can I ask, if you're a defenseman, right, I can't get my leg up this high, okay? But Brendan Smith literally sees the puck coming and lifts I can't get my foot up that high, lifts his leg, I don't know, to dodge the puck, and it goes off his skate and into the net. What are we doing here? What are we doing here, boys? I gotta get some water here. Hold on. I don't know, guys. Something's got to change. I don't know what. I have a list of things that I want to do, that I want to see from the offseason, from the head office, from GM, from everybody there, which I'll speak to in another video. I do want to make that video probably in the next week or two. But yeah. Something's got to change. I feel like I'm repeating myself. But I really do feel like if this happens again next year, someone's getting traded that's important, or Fitz is getting fired, or because let's be clear, right? I want to be clear here. Now, I could be totally talking out of my ass right now, and maybe next year gets way better. But did firing Ruff do absolutely anything? We went on a 5 or 6 games where we played really, really great. There was the Carolina shutout. There was the Vegas Golden Knights. I think it was the Vegas Golden Knights game. Maybe it was before Ruff got fired. There was 5, 6, 7 games where we played really, really well. Didn't win all of them, but played really, really well. And then it just went back to how it was before. And sure, you had Timo Meier going from 10 goals to 28 goals. Great. A guy on the team had better numbers. Well, Jesper Bratt had a career-high numbers. He was getting career-high numbers before Lindy was even gone. He was on pace for career-high numbers. I'm not saying that Lindy shouldn't have gone. But did his firing positively impact the team on a scale that made his firing matter? When the Oilers got rid of their coach, when they were I don't know what it was, 10 and 20, or 8 and 15, or something like that. The Oilers were bottom of the barrel team beginning of this year. They fired their coach and went on one of the most hottest winning streaks in NHL history. Okay? We fire our coach and nothing happens. Now, many people will say, well, in the Oilers' case, they brought in a new coach and it was all good. We just kind of filled it in with an associate coach. And you know what? Fair. Fine. Fair. But there were a lot of fans out there that were screaming about, at times, myself included, I'll be clear, that were screaming that the reason the Devils weren't performing was because Lindy was holding them back. And while Meyer had a better year after Lindy left, the team as a whole, in standings, in points, in individual accolades, did not do anything to change our success. And the reason I bring all of this up is, again, because I don't want to see this happen again next year, where we stink, we either keep Green or we get a new coach, we stink next year, we fire that guy, and it makes no difference. This is a lot more angry than I want. I wanted this video to be more lamenty and sad, but now I'm getting worked up. And you know what? I probably should be getting worked up. Because as fans, we deserve to get worked up every once in a while when, the expectation is here and they give us this instead. Okay? Expectation was here beginning of last year. But then as the year went by, the expectations rose and increased. And then this year it started up here and it ended back down here again. I don't know. Sucks to see Devils hockey end. It really does. We'll be back next year, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in the offseason. Fitzgerald has played for this offseason. He's got to find a head coach. A head coach that can evolve these guys from young rookie players, young 2-3 years in the league players, to mature guys that can hold their own, can emotionally bounce back, cannot get distracted, and all of this stuff. You got to get an all-star goaltender, a proper 1A goaltender. You got to improve the defense, because hanging Luke Hughes and Simon Nemets out every single game, rookie players, 22 minutes a night, hanging them out to dry, did not work this year. And I hope that kind of shows people that you can't take these glorified first rounders. And to be clear, this is not a slight on Hughes. It is not a slight on Nemets. Hughes had a bad end of the season. Nemets was solid all year. But you can't take these guys, these first rounders, these number ones overall, these number fours overall, stick them on your team, have them work harder than have them play more minutes than anybody else on the ice, and expect success. It's just not going to happen. So, what else we need to see? We need to see more defense. Hamilton coming back next year. Hamilton is back next year. We're probably going to lose Smith. But as far as I'm concerned, the way he played tonight, might as well adios yourself from New Jersey, okay? Hamilton is back next year. Great. Does Siegenthaler stay on the team? I don't know. Do you know? I don't know. I don't know if he stays or not. And lastly, getting a qualified minimum 50-point guy on forwards. I don't care if he plays second or third line minutes. But we need depth. We do. I don't. Oh, but look at Palat. Palat is great for leadership, but he doesn't put points on the board. He doesn't put enough points on the board to justify his contract. I love Palat. I have defended him throughout the year. I think he's an important piece. But he's not what the team needs right now. Love Palat. I genuinely hope Palat stays. Okay? Because his leadership presence is already enough for me. Right? Even if he gets 30 points on the year, I'll take it. right? But we need like a serious, older guy who can still put up points. Like, for example, Jay Gensel's a UFA this year. Okay? You know who else is a UFA this year? Steven Stamkos. Captain of the Tampa Bay Lightning. You know that team? That team that almost three-peated, that team that won 2-year back-to-back Stanley Cups? Bring him on the ice. Bring him into the Devils. Could you imagine Steven Stamkos as a Devil? Could you imagine? Oh, God. Fantastic. Anyways, we're approaching the 16-minute mark on this video. So, I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. This is not the end of the Devils. This is only a speed bump in the long road to the Stanley Cup. I don't know when I'm going to make another video after this. It might be in a week, might be in 2 weeks, might be in 3 weeks. I have no idea. I'm going to do something for the playoffs. I'll be making off-season videos and all that stuff. But yeah. Season's over, guys. And I will talk to you in the next one. Adios.